Scientists were able to mimic Nessie Amun's voice by recreating his mouth and vocal cords with a 3D printer. It allowed them to produce a single sound.
GM, welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're taking a look forward into the month of Uptober, or October as it's more commonly known. In just a few days' time, we enter October and hopefully a change of fortune will take place from this choppy price action into potentially upwards momentum. We're going to have a look at the reasons why in just a few seconds, but if you're new around here, take a little bit of time, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment down below, let me know what you want me to talk about, what you're interested in, and we will hop on into this video. So first and foremost, starting here with Bitcoin, the chop price action continues. This is mental illness on a chart here. As you can see, a full retrace taking place. This is where the bulls were starting to dunk on the bears in this rally up early this afternoon here, and then we had the return or the revenge of the bears, then dunking on the bulls. But as you can see, price is back to where it was earlier this morning. So it looks like the few traders who are left trading this market are just taking it out on one another, having a bit of back and forth, and this is one of numerous Bart Simpson-like patterns that we've seen over the last few weeks. When will this hell end? Well, DXY is continuing to pump up, so no breathing room really for risk assets, a bit of a sell-off in the stock markets over the last few days. And what you can see here was we had a lower high 1, lower high 2, very bearish for the DXY, deviate below a long-term support, and then after that deviation, this was back mid-July, it's just gone on up-only mode. Next big resistance here is around 107, and we're very close to that right about now. So this could provide the breathing space, and that could time nicely for Uptober price action. Fingers crossed. Now, generally just looking across previous Octobers for Bitcoin, there have been 10 for BTC in its history. As you can see, a plus 60% gain. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 have been positive. Just 2 down Octobers, minus 3%, which is nothing, and minus 12% down there. But you can see generally October, the reason we're calling it Uptober is due to the fact it has been historically a more profitable of months for BTC. 4 days remaining in September. As you can see, September broadly is a bad month for Bitcoin. This one looking to be very similar. A pretty much flat / small negative number I think will be printed for September, and then hopefully we can enter into October with a bit of a pump. But what could actually be the catalyst for an upwards price movement? Quick clip here from Mike Novogratz.
We're going to get good news in October, which I don't think is consensus. And that would mean you probably have an ETF actually trading by early December.
So he says a Bitcoin ETF likely to be trading by early December with an approval coming in October. The way he says this seems like he is very confident of that fact. There was a released document showing that Galaxy internally had sent a memo saying that the October ETF was pretty much a done deal. Whether we can believe that or not, I'm not sure, seeing as yesterday we had an early rejection come from Gary Gensler, and he seems absolutely hell-bent on doing all he can to be a cuck to the crypto industry. And yesterday we had this, so Congress of the United States actually asking the Right Honorable Gary Gensler to approve an ETF for Bitcoin, the spot ETF. Pretty wild to actually see a letter to the chair of the SEC requesting that he approves the ETF. Let's go through the first paragraph here. We write to ensure the Securities and Exchange Commission does not continue to discriminate against spot Bitcoin exchange traded products. The SEC is responsible for making certain that products that comply with investor protection standards are made available to investors. This position was affirmed 3-0 by the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia last month in that grayscale case. The court in doing so upheld the decision the SEC violated the Administrative Procedures Act when it denied Grayscale's application to convert the GBTC trust to a ETP, i.e. a spot ETF. So even Congress is on his back, but does this mean he will approve the spot ETF? And when could he approve it by? Well, I think the main dates to look at, of course, are the BlackRock ones, due to the fact that BlackRock seem to be running things around the globe. as the biggest of asset managers. So iShares Bitcoin Trust from BlackRock. The second deadline here, 17th of October, 2023. There's a few that could be approved on that day, including Van Eck, Wisdom Tree, Invesco with Galaxy, and also Fidelity as well. Obviously, another key player. On the 16th, though, we have Bitwise, and on the 7th of October, potentially a rejection here for Global X. I don't imagine they get approved, whilst these others have to wait like an extra week. I think it's going to be the BlackRock date, if any, but it does seem like Mike Novogratz and other insiders think it's going to be a done deal for October, with the ETF actually trading by December. So please gib Uptober. Next bit of interesting news here, Binance pulls out of Russia, selling a local subsidiary to COMEX. And the words, "what the heck is a COMEX," have been utilized in various forms over on crypto Twitter today. Apparently, not sure if it's fake news or not, because you can't tell what's real or not on Twitter these days. Could be someone just having a bit of banter, but apparently the company, the COMEX company, was actually set up within the last 24 to 48 hours. Maybe that's a joke, but it wouldn't totally surprise me here, because it does seem like it could be CZ and Binance actually just setting up a new company and selling themselves to themselves. So CZ says everything will be done to ensure a smooth transition. All funds are safe. And what's curious, among other things, BNB holders will continue to enjoy a 25% trading discount on COMEX.com. So there must be obviously an agreement between the two exchanges. Then Our Trades posted this: COMEX layout and features look similar to another exchange, but can't remember which one. 4. So do we have the Russian spin-up from Binance here with COMEX, aka Binance? I'll leave that one for you to decide at home. Then in terms of the Uptober narrative, there's a lot of building going on in crypto right now, especially in the DeFi landscape. Hxro Network is a key builder on the Solana blockchain, and one of the DeFi primitives on Sol that I think can do very well in the bull cycle, but of course has a lot coming in this next month as well. So let's dive in. As Caitlin Cook posted, for anyone wondering who is consistently shipping in the bear market, watch out for these: Hxro Network, Iconic Markets, Guac, Flowmatic, ArmadaFi, Nolobot, the PepperDex, SpedX, and BitBlocks in the next coming weeks. So a lot is going to happen here on Solana DeFi-wise over the month of October. Some big releases coming, some test nets, potential airdrops as well to get involved with if you've got your eyes peeled. And I think DeFi 2.0 season on Sol is coming very, very soon here. We've recently seen the likes of Nolobot with ZDFs just go live, and so they have their brown chips available. You can go long or short on Leverage, Rollbit, Unibot, Banana, or Bitcoin. That is the Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu coin, allowing traders to open positions for 24 hours, not actually hold the spot position, but just trade the derivative. And you don't pay the ETH gas fee. You don't pay any taxes associated with these various coins, so very cheap to get in and out. You just trade them on a 24-hour basis. Very interesting in my books. In terms of PepperDex, we do have the testnet coming. It was due in September. Looks like that will launch either in the next few days or early October. And the DEX will launch fully apparently in the month of October as well. And the PEP token will also be launching live to the public, liquidity bootstrapping event. In terms of that, you've heard of LBPs, liquidity bootstrapping pools, but a new actual DeFi tool to be utilized across the Solana chain is now coming from ArmadaFi. So I'm not sure if you guys have heard of ArmadaFi previously. Hashtag join the fleet down there. This is going to be a public good. Not LBPs, but LBCs, liquidity bootstrapping curves is what they're bringing out. So what this will mean is that new tokens that launch on the Solana blockchain can decide to use the LBC tech that they're creating to fair launch or distribute the tokens in a fair manner, and also within that bake in solid tokenomics and a way to emit the tokens more fairly over long durations. So more on this as I get more details, but as Gunny posted here, this is going to be a public good, and as a public good, I believe it will end up being one of the most widely used Solana protocols as new projects onboard to the Sol ecosystem, and as existing projects who are serious about their long-term sustainability look to evolve. So this is all about the next phase for Solana DeFi. This again could be a bit of plumbing in the background that makes Sol DeFi 2.0 really tick. Then MarginFi have just released this, an LST, liquid staking token, literally called liquid staking token. So liquid stake your Sol with LST, powered by Jito, as you would have seen down there. Jito allow for MEV rewards to be shared with their stakers. So this is a crossover of MarginFi and Jito. Jito already have Jito Sol. And I think this is going to be a good way to get the MarginFi airdrop points boosted by actually minting the LST. So if you do have some Sol, go over to MarginFi and mint this bad boy once there is capacity. As you can see, even Anatoly giving this a bit of a heads up. So that is Uptober for Sol. And then we have another one of my favorite protocols, Kujira here. And as KP bullishly points out, it is inconceivable to me that you know what is coming on Kujira and you're not bullish. Literally what we have is 10 effing protocols directly adding value to one single token. The Kuji token, 77 mil market cap. Bookmark that for the bull. We're going to go a lot higher. He also says all these protocols are composable, i.e. there's going to be a compounding effect as these merge together. DeFi Lego blocks on the Kujira chain. Bullish indeed. Let's see all the list of stuff that he mentions down here. Crazy. So to rattle some of these off, perps trading, Orca integrations on other chains, cross-chain integrations, US key proliferation, Wink Hub, Content House, fully compatible mobile wallet with all the apps integrated, native Bitcoin deposits, Kujira Academy, stable swap pools, multiple bow strategies, alternative market making vaults, blend Orca vaults, NFT project that converts people to Kujira DeFi users, easier on-ramps for Kujira, Telegram trading bots, Telegram market making bots, Manta swap trade splitting, Manta DAO, DAO tooling, cross-chain Orca, Kujira products, launching using Pilot, leverage yield farming, native LSD protocol, yield tokenization built on top of Quark LSTs and self-replaying loans. There's probably even more, as he says down there. So reasons to be bullish Kuji in the month of October. And what they've managed to do is actually bring in line USK to $1 again. So this was trading well above $1 for the longest time. As you can see, a bit of a struggle to get it to repeg, but with recent moves being made in the background, and a big shout out to Manta DAO here, they have managed to repeg the USK stablecoin, which will be a strong backbone for this ecosystem to really thrive. So with that whole host of information, do with that as you will, not financial advice. 77 mil market cap, this thing goes a lot higher. I am just staking mine. I'm not even caring about the price action. Obviously, there's not enough buyers in the market generally right now because even the more bullisher projects aren't moving up. But in terms of the DCA machines that you should have fired up by now, we're starting to be able to see the wood from the trees, those who are building versus those who are LARPs. Hope you enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.